All right, I'm going to show you how to do the graphing IXL. I'm going to show you how you can use Desmos to help you with this. So first thing you need to notice are your two inequalities. The way you're going to graph them, if you scroll down a little bit, you'll see there's these two buttons. So you'll click on the first one to graph the first equation. So remember x is equal to or is less than or is greater than. Those are just your vertical lines. So you're going to go to where x is -1 and you're going to make a vertical line. Now, you have to pay attention to if it's a solid or if it's a dotted line, because this has the line underneath that says equal, it's solid. If you needed to turn it to dotted, if you just hover over the line somewhere, you see how these three black dots show up? If I were to click, it would turn it to dotted. And then if you realize you're wrong, you can see it's solid right now. If you click again, it would turn it back. Okay? The next one, another x equals, so another vertical, this time it's at 3. Has a line underneath, so it should be solid, just like it is. Then you would click on the shade button to figure out the shading. So this is where you can go to Desmos and you can help figure out your answer using Desmos. So you want to make sure that you have your numbers and your inequalities correct when you go over to Desmos. So I have x is greater than or equal to -1 and x is less than or equal to 3. So when I come over to Desmos, I can type x is greater than or equal to -1. The way I got my or equal to, either you can come down here and there's these buttons, or you can hit the greater than symbol and then the equal symbol. Okay, and that'll turn it to greater than or equal to. So your first one pops up. Then you can type on in your next one, x is less than or equal to 3. And remember we said that your shading, the solution is the one section where the shading overlaps. So do you see how it overlaps in between the two lines? So when I go back to Desmos, my shading is in between the two lines. If you hear my dog, I'm sorry. She barks a lot. If you don't, awesome. I hope you don't. I'm sorry if you do. Next one, y is less than 7. So y is a sideways line. We're going to go to 7, go sideways. There's not a line underneath, so you need to pay attention. It should be dotted. And then you click on your other button. X is less than or equal to 1. So go to x is 1, and then it should be up and down. Has a line underneath, so it is solid. Then for your shading, go back to Desmos. Make sure you have your numbers and your inequality symbols correct. So y is less than 7 and x is less than or equal to 1. Y is less than 7 and x is less than or equal to 1. You may want to move and zoom out a little bit if you need to so you can see both of your lines. I've got my red line and I've got my black line. You see how there are these 4 sections, and here's where they overlap. So when I come back here, my shading is down here. Okay, do one more together. Y is greater than or equal to -2. So go to where y is -2, sideways. Line underneath means it's solid. Okay, here's one that's in slope-intercept form. So when you click on that one, this is your y-intercept is 1. Your slope is 8, which remember is 8 over 1. Positive for both of those, so up 8. And over 1. You have a line underneath, so it should be solid. Then you can go to Desmos. We have y is greater than or equal to -2. And y is less than or equal to 8x plus 1. So I'm going to type in y is greater than or equal to -2. And y is less than or equal to 8x plus 1. You can see your two lines. It is the section up here above the blue line and to the right of the green line. So above and to the right is this section in here. So I'm going to click shade right in there. Okay, so that's how you can do those problems on Desmos. Pay attention to your symbols. Solid, solid. If it didn't have a line underneath, you would have a dotted line. Make sure you would click on it. Once it's graphed, this is not your graph, but if it was, you would click on it to make it dotted.